The Guardians run through Central Park, with the city roadways blocked due to traffic fleeing the city en masse. Chaos is everywhere in the streets. The heroes and police are mobilizing. It was odd. The park was empty save for them. They looked up to see a flash of crimson in the sky. Then it landed, only a few meters away from them. He was there. Crimson. No, not Crimson King. Castle, as his armor disappeared to reveal Castle, not mad-eyed, but happy with a genuine smile on his face, seeing the Guardians. I knew it was you, my Guardians. For once, all of your hero training wasn't kicking in. You found yourselves completely unable to move, even though Castle was right in front of you, depowered, vulnerable, yet you felt like you could do nothing. It feels so good to see some friendly faces. I've been so busy tonight. There's so much to do, and I know it comes as a shock, but I wanted to tell you all so badly. He briefly flicks his armor on and off. Oh, I'm Crimson, by the way, but I was waiting until after graduation, when you would be ready. I know academic life can be stressful, and that's why I've always been helping keep you at the top, because we all have little problems we need to overcome, and that's why we have friends, to help cover those little problems. But tonight, I've been getting rid of so many problems. It's felt so liberating. Getting rid of those parasites like the media. Oh no, I didn't get rid of all of them. Only a few. Only the ones that needed to be gotten rid of, like Sandoval. Don't worry, Yolanda's okay. She'll get on board. I know that you can understand with how the media's always stifled you. The moment you were getting anything done, something done, those jackals would appear to criticize and critique every little thing. Sometimes it's justified. Sometimes people have concerns, but this endless fear-mongering. Eamon, Ronan, just because you're not the best public speakers, Sandoval always came after you unfairly. But you're good heroes. Eamon, you've got one of the highest confirmed rescue counts of any hero. Ronan, you went toe-to-toe with those 10 monsters bred in a lab, and you lived when so many other young heroes died. I didn't enjoy it, but it had to be done. Sometimes even people who think they are good, all they do is get in the way. But you've got to give them a chance to be good. But the media! For the briefest of moments, the true power of Crimson was on display. Crimson's power completely obscuring the all-too-human form of Castle, before it was all gone in a puff of smoke once more. The media. They went after myself and Marn relentlessly after we solved world hunger. Now I know that a Nari film might not be what everyone wants to eat, but it tastes good. It's fine. Yet they called our food soulless, helping give rise to purism. Marn and I, we solved world hunger, and what came from it? I had to spend the next 4 campaigns fighting uphill against every challenger. I brought manufacturing jobs back to America, solved the problem of Inari financing overnight, and the media had the gall to say I was profiting from human misery. I almost had to file for bankruptcy, and when it finally becomes profitable, I was seen as some corporate genius. I was trying to help feed people. I was trying to help my friend Marn. He was recalled as the Inari representative because he helped us. His people came here as refugees. Fucking intergalactic space hobos. And they didn't even look down on us once. They just asked us to help them. And Marn only returned to his role of representative after Crusader decapitated his successor. And Benjamin goes and makes that film readily available to everyone at the click of a few buttons. Benjamin Bind, Media Mind, it rhymes. I can't believe they didn't see it. Covered in grime, harassing all the time. Just because you show a sewer doesn't mean it doesn't stink, don't you think? He's got me rhyming now. Tanner, I know your friend Ophelia will be sad over the death of her uncle, but she'll get over it in time. Yet I'm the one who's burdened by the endless red tape of bureaucrats. Do you know how many unelected bureaucrats there are? Behind the scenes, stopping any little act that might make our lives just a little bit better. There's an endless amount of them. It's ridiculous. I've lived within the system, and even I couldn't sidestep them or get around every roadblock. The Secretary of the Interior? Do you even know what the Secretary of the Interior is meant to do? He gets in the way. The Hayes Act, a bill made out of a complete lack of understanding for how quirks even work. Any quirk used without a hero license is completely banned under the law. How much sense does that make? Eamon, do you think your grandmother was breaking the law when she was using her quirk to help those who couldn't afford health care? I don't. Ronan, when Alusha healed your scrapes as a child, do you think he should have been charged with a felony? It's literal insanity, and we've been living with it for so long. No wonder there's so many reasonable people that up and become villains, and the poor metamorphs. Brian, you were right. I read your paper on how they were illegal, and it's the literal interpretation of the law. Charlie, Bruce, Lauren, I don't think they should be illegal. I think people should be judged by their actions. You know, Bruce, he interned for me once. A big tiger metamorph with backwards hands. And do you know what he said? I don't have to be front of house. I just need it for my CV. He was a good kid. Yet he was mixed up with all this Nexter insanity. But how could he not be? His sister was. But he tried to be better. He died fighting for us. Ripped apart by 10 monstrosities. He died saving people. And his father, he didn't even care. That's the reason Nero had to go. Not because he cheated. Not because they stopped counting my boroughs before the election. Because of how terrible he was. Both his children died. And it didn't make him better. It made him even worse. He didn't care his children died. I care when children die. This power, it didn't even work for me until Willow died. I don't think it would have ever worked if not for that. And that's when I realized what it was fueled by. The injustice of this world. Now I have it, not some bumbling fool from middle management. John, you know me, and I used it to get justice. I bet you didn't hear about those 3 monsters going missing off the streets, ripped apart just because she looked different. So I did the same to them. Then the same to Virtue, so he couldn't hurt anyone anymore. He was one of the few really who could rival this power. But all he did was make things worse. Bring out the worst in everyone. No, that wasn't something we needed. I know how you've all sacrificed. So many fallen just amongst you guardians. Dario, Willow, Serenity, and Joshua. I was there at all of their funerals and spoke about their deeds. I mourned them. No more dead kids. I don't want to have to talk Gil off the edge looking into a whiskey glass. No more Miss Majestics. The only martyrs we have will be fighting our enemies, not fighting ourselves, fighting for freedom. No longer will Earth be known for a marauding band of insane pirates out for revenge, bathing in the blood of the 10. My deepest regret is I hadn't mastered this power before the invasion. If I had, we would have saved so many innocent lives. But now I've got it under control. Better than the original Crimson. I'll wield it and make all of our lives better. I'll run for president, and I'll win. We will get this country back on the right path. You and me, my guardians. Tanner will put you in charge of public relations. You'll get the public on board with all of our new initiatives. You'll ease them into it. America knows and trusts you. Azura will put you in charge of the Hero Association. A real hero in charge of the heroes, not some bureaucrats that stack up dead junior heroes by the dozen. Someone competent finally in charge to steer the ship in the right direction. Bridget will get you to bring in the religious organizations on board. We won't leave them behind. Just like your love in space will bring the Crusaders back into the fold. Eamon will put you in charge of the relief efforts, getting you the funding that you need to help people, and making sure that those resources actually get to them. Brian, you'll be in charge of the logistics. It'll be a real problem for you. Not banging your head against the wall of never-ending crime, a real challenge that you won't solve overnight. You'll need time to prepare when we go back and take the Inari homeworld and free the slave races held by the Ten. And you'll actually get the support you need to have some time off and go and see your mother. She misses you. All she wants to do is spend time with you, Brian. I know. It's a monumental task, but we'll be able to do it together like we always have. All these little tasks, things that just needed to be taken care of, like that Japanese submarine in the harbor. Finally ticked that one off my to-do list tonight. Oh, and don't worry about those magisters. I've had them fall in line too. They won't be a problem moving forward. Sadly, Police Chief Hadley had to go because she couldn't see the big picture. But Lieutenant Barker seemed right on board. He didn't take much convincing at all. Some people understand that things have to change and that we have to make those changes. Have to make it happen. Needs to happen. Thank you for not interrupting me. Others would have. It means a lot to me that we've got that type of relationship where I can get things off my chest. I've had a lot on my mind and so much to do. I've got a few more errands to run tonight, but hold tight. After I've taken care of them, we should go for some tapas. I know this great little restaurant on 4th Street, 'cause I've been doing a little bit of everything tonight. So ending the night with tapas seems like a good choice. 'Cause you get a little bit of everything. As Castle finishes his speech, all of the Guardians once again slowly feel they could move, their senses their own once again. But each Guardian knew there was no talking Castle down, only opposing him or joining him. But more than that, the Guardians also knew Castle feels comforted and supported by them. Guardians, dramas will not work on Castle. He cannot be convinced to stand down or waver in his convictions. However, there is now a special drama available to the group. Should any member of the Guardians fall under his sway, another Guardian can attempt to bring them back to the side of the heroes. But if they fail the drama, they will join Castle's side as one of his Guardians.